Hi guys, today we are creating 5 really fun pairs of earrings, simple but absolutely beautiful, using one inspiration bead mix from JJB beads, and we're even going to have beads left over. So let's get started. Today we're using a few beads from the Galaxy Blue Inspiration mix from JJB beads. There are only a few beads out here, but the inspiration bead mixes are absolutely stuffed full of beads, and most of these beads come in pairs, which is perfect for making quick and easy and absolutely beautiful earrings. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to make 5 pairs of earrings using a handful of beads, and we'll still have beads left over. So let's get started. For the first pair of earrings that we're going to make, we're going to use this little bauble bead that is full of these glass little crystal beads all inside, very sparkly, very shiny, has lots of movement. And we're also going to use one of these coin beads that has the beautiful blues but also has that metallic swirl all over both sides. So we're just going to connect these together using a piece of 22 gauge gold color wire. We're going to create a wrapped loop on the top and the bottom of this wire. Now, before you do your wire wrapping, take it off of the pliers, thread the tail end of your wire through the loop on your bauble bead, snap those two together. You want to come in with a pair of pliers and grab the loop and hold it between the jaw of the pliers and wire wrap. Add an ear wire and you're done. Create its mate and you've got a beautiful pair of earrings, quick and easy. 1 pair done, 4 pairs to go. For the next pair of earrings, we're going to use this beautiful teardrop shaped bead and this very sparkly pave style bead. We're just going to attach the 2 of these together, but we are going to add a little extra wrapping to our blue bead. So now we're going to thread on our teardrop bead, and we're going to create a wrapped loop at the top of the bead. Now we want to take the rest of this wire and wrap around our bead. Leaving the bead on the pliers, go ahead and wrap around. Make a few tight wraps here at the top, about 4 times, and then add space to your wraps. Go ahead and take it off of the pliers to hold everything with your fingers. Wrap around the bead a couple more times, and when you get to the bottom, wrap around the tail end of your wire around the knot at the bottom of our bead. Okay, come in and trim off your tail. Bring in another piece, about 4-inch section of your 22 gauge wire, and we're going to create wrapped loops on either end. Before we begin wire wrapping, thread the tail end of the wire through the loop on the top of your teardrop shaped bead. Grab that loop with a pair of pliers and wire wrap about 3 times. We want the wire wrap on the top of our bead to go in the opposite direction as the wire wrap on the bottom of the bead. So be sure to double check that as you're grabbing the wire with your chain nose pliers. Bend 90 degrees. Round nose pliers to create our wrapped loop. Add an ear wire. Create its mate, and you have a beautiful pair of earrings, quick and easy. 2 down, 3 to go. For the next pair of earrings, we're going to be using this rondelle bead and this large oval shaped bead. We're going to use the rondelle on the bottom, and we are going to wire wrap it, but we want to wire wrap it so that it hangs this direction instead of the standard up and down. So we're going to take a section of wire. It's about 9 inches long. This is 22 gauge wire. We're going to thread that bead onto the wire and bring that bead down about 2 inches. Okay, and then we're just going to bend both ends of the wire up so that it's nice and flat on either side of that rondelle. That rondelle has a nice flat side on the top and the bottom. Okay, you're going to crisscross your wires, the very top of the bead, to create a little triangle shape. Okay, with your chain nose pliers, you're going to take the long end of the wire and bend it up 90 degrees, straight up and down. And the short end of the wire, you want to bend it straight out to the side. Okay, come in with another pair of pliers and grab that triangle section and hold it between the barrel of the pliers. And then go ahead and wire wrap the short end around the long end about 2 times. When you take the bead away from the pliers, it's ready to add your next bead on the long end of your wire. So we're going to thread on that teardrop shaped bead and bring that down to the wire wraps. We're going to create a wrapped loop at the top. Now we're going to take the tail end of our wire and we are going to guide that wire across the surface of the teardrop shaped bead and to the opposite side of the wire wrap on the bottom so that the wire is going at an angle across the surface of the bead. And we're just going to take the tail and wrap it around the 2 wraps that are already at the bottom of our bead. Add a little extra decoration to this. So we're going to take our chain nose pliers and we're going to grab the wire in different sections with the very, very tip of our pliers, grabbing that wire, and we're just going to give it a nice turn. That's going to create a sharp bend in the wire. Grabbing the wire in different sections and giving it a little bend with the pliers is going to create a jagged pattern on your wire across the surface of your bead. Add your ear wire. And you've got 2 beautiful earrings ready to go. 3 down, 2 to go. For our next earring project, we're going to use one of these beautiful boho beads, one of the tassels from our Inspiration Bead Mix, and one of the diamond cut quick links that is available at Jessie James Beads. We're going to thread our boho bead onto an eye pin and go ahead and create a wrapped loop at the top of the bead. Now we're going to use 6mm jump rings to attach our bead to our quick link. With the bottom jump ring, go ahead and open the jump ring, thread it through the quick link and through the bead, the loop at the bottom of the bead. And before you close the jump ring, thread on your tassel. For the top of our earring, we're going to attach a 4mm jump ring to the 6mm jump ring on the top of our bead. And before we close that jump ring, we're going to add our ear wire. Create its mate, and you've got pair number 4 of 5 of our quick and easy earrings using beads from our Inspiration Bead Mix. 1 pair to go. For our last pair of earrings, we're going to use this really beautiful ball bead that has the blue crystals on the inside. There's a lot of movement with this bead. Super, super cool. We're going to use a 7-inch piece of 18 gauge silver wire, and we're going to use our large bell making pliers to create some bubble shapes to create the length of our earring. So we're going to grab that wire between the barrel of our bell making pliers, and we're going to create our first loop using the smaller bail of the pliers. So just bend the wire, turning the pliers all the way around to create a nice P shape at the top of your wire. Place it back onto the pliers, guiding the wire so that it goes around in the opposite direction, the larger barrel of the pliers. Guide the wire in the opposite direction, going around the smaller barrel of the pliers. And same thing, guide that wire in the opposite direction around the larger barrel of the pliers. Guide that wire around in the opposite direction, the small barrel of the pliers, adjusting your grip when you need to go ahead and guide the wire all the way around a wrap and a half. Now we're ready to add our wire and our bead together. We're going to use 2 jump rings to do that. We're going to use a 6mm jump ring to thread onto our bead. We're going to use a 4mm jump ring as our connection between the 6mm jump ring on our bead and the bottom of our wire section. Add the ear wire and create its mate, and you've got number 5 of our 5 quick and easy earrings using an Inspiration Bead Mix from Jessie James Beads to share or to wear. And you've even got beads left over to make even more fun jewelry.